Hello students, this is Dr. Ritu Chhetri, HOD, Department of Education, Munshi Premchand Mahavidyalay, Siliguri. Reflecting upon the pandemic that we have all been presently facing, the importance of education has been brought to the limelight time and again, as it is only through education that we can spread awareness, which is of utmost importance at present. Women education and its enforcement at present seems like an issue, but this wasn't the case through the ages. Tracing the evolution of women's education through the ages, we come to today's topic, that is women's education in ancient India, which falls under Unit 4 of second semester syllabus education. First of all, let us understand the concept of education in ancient India. The concept of education of the people of ancient India developed from their philosophy of life. The educational institutions usually mirror the ideals of a nation and enable us to understand the spirit of its civilization. Life in this material world was considered not the real life of a person, but a sojourn, that is, a temporary stay. The ultimate objective was to go back to the real habitat and attain unity with the Supreme Self. Education, therefore, was conceived as an illumination, giving us a correct lead in the various spheres of life. It was considered as one's third eye, which gives us an insight into all kinds of reality. Knowledge sought in ancient India was of two kinds. Number one, apara vidya, that is, lower knowledge related to the material world. This mainly constituted of the 4 Vedas, 6 Vedangas, Smriti, epics, grammar, politics, mythology, theology, etc. Number 2, Paravidya, the highest or supreme knowledge for self-realization. It contributed towards spiritual salvation. The 4 Vedas, 6 Vedangas, and Vedanta, that is Upanishada, constituted the content of the Paravidya. Pupils were also educated for different occupations. Character training, moral education were also regarded as essential part of education. Women's education and honor received great impetus in the hands of the Vedic rishis. Now, let us move on to the types of schooling during the period. The earliest type of schooling in India, as in other countries, was the family or parental school, where the father was the teacher and the child the pupil. With the advent of specialization and multiple necessities of the society, the teachers accepted other pupils apart from their sons. Rigid rules were laid down for the conduct of both the teachers and the pupil. Chastity, celibacy were strictly enjoined, and the student was not even to gaze at nor touch women. According to the Upanishad, there were 4 stages of life or ashramas. The first stage was the period of studentship or brahmacharya. The period of studentship or brahmacharya was intimately connected with a number of religious ceremonies. Up to the age of 5, there was no formal schooling or learning. At the age of 8, formal schooling began. At this age, the Upanayana or initiation ceremony was held. This was also prevalent for women or girls. This ceremony also signified purification and a second birth, which was considered purer than one's natural birth, as this originates from knowledge. The child was called a Divija, or twice born. The standard period of studentship was 12 years. A long period was necessary because of the oral method of teaching and absence of any printed material. This longer period of 12 years was required for the study of all the Vedas and Vedangas. Ancient Indian education was based on the caste system, since it was impossible for every student to acquire mastery over all the subjects. Therefore, concentration of subjects was necessary. The study of the Vedas was compulsory for the Brahmanas. The Chhatriyas had to study some portions of the Vedas, while the Vaishyas did not have to compulsorily have to study the Vedas. The subjects for the study for the Chhatriyas chiefly included the art of welfare and defense of the country. The school had a fine calendar and daily timetable. In a year, the school was held for 4 to 5 months. The session or annual term usually began at the full moon of the month of Shravana, that is, July to August. At some auspicious dates, the school were closed. Girls usually continued education till puberty, but a few continued afterwards also and pursued higher education. The ladies who continued education even after puberty were called Satyavadus. The instances of Upadhyayas, that is, lady teachers, and Chhatris, girl students, show the presence of women education in ancient India. The Brahmavadinis are unmarried women who continued higher education and contributed in the field of education. Some examples of women engaged in higher education are Gargi, Maitri, Tara, Sita, Kaushilya, etc. Now, let us highlight upon the curriculum of ancient India. Curriculum occupies an important place in a scheme of education. The curriculum was determined by the scheme of life of people. It was dynamic, not static. The course of study usually included the 4 Vedas, the 6 Angas, the Upanishad, the mantras, and the Brahmanas. The 4 Vedas are Rig, Sam, Yajur, and Atharva Veda. The 6 Anganas are Siksha, that is phonetics, Chandas, that is meter, Vakrana, grammar, Nirukta, epistemology, and etymology, Jyotisha, astronomy, and Kalpa, ceremonial and religious practices. Both men and women were engaged in different types of works related to education, such as performing rituals, agricultural work, nyaya, etc. New subjects developed from other subjects, example, the study of law developed from the study of Kalpa. Students, we shall continue with methodology, teacher-pupil relationship, and position of women in ancient Indian society in our next lecture. Stay safe and healthy.